We have some hero action for you today. It would also appear that White Forest is adapting an interesting engine, and it would also appear we got Raidraptors too. Make sure you guys smash the like and grab out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Now, I know a lot of people are super excited usually when we end up having a hero deck to show out here. And I'm going to be honest with you, the innovations in the hero deck, like, this deck is kind of set in stone right now. The latest thing that you had was you got to decide, do I want to play a Wing Karibo level 6 in my pile? Most of the time, the answer is probably going to be, yeah, why not? And then we have this cool little thing down here. We're now playing 2 copies of Instant Contact down here. Okay, interesting. I guess this is just to be able to try to turbo out some sort of resource down here in order to just get the Aqua Neos on the field and then kind of move on along with your day. That's definitely interesting. I do see we are pretty hand-trapped out of our minds here. Standard typical list, I mean, you have to be able to play around hand traps or play hand traps. This build's not playing any crossouts, which I guess for more of a localized level, that's not going to hurt you. You know, like having the Ashes, the Nibs, the Veilers, most of this stuff is going to get the job done for you. So I think that's fine. Standard, a triple, a hero lives, it's fine. I still hate we have to play the brick, but it's fine. At least they got you playing this, you know. We're only doing 1 mash change now, 1 miracle fusion, 1 built-in poly, that's all fine. I do see, hey, look, we have, of course, the full Bysteel package. The Dark Angel's been moved down to the side. As much as we might love Dark Angel and go, hey, you know, like, this is an incredibly good card. It helps this deck out in a lot of its combos. Yes, it does. You know, being able to stop your opponent from playing spells, great. Problem is not a lot of spells right now. I mean, there are, but handing this to your opponent just pretty much assures that it's just going to get linked out, and the floodgate effect's not really going to matter all that much. So, 1 committed normal summon. Yep, we're getting places. Okay, next up here, we have White Forest. Now, for those of you that have been paying attention to White Forest, it's always been White Forest Runic, White Forest Runic, White Forest Runic this, White Forest Runic that. This build does something a little bit different here. We're actually playing the Exodia Mini Caveman package in here along, so it's triple Caveman with 1 copy of the Golem and 1 copy of the Wedju. The interesting little thing about this is, I mean, this is what, pay 4K, get into full Fiendsmith combo, like, let's call it what it is here, alright? You're Singenjin searching into the Golem, Golem can search for the Wedju, or, you know, vice versa. You can, you know, get into the Golem, into this, and then you've kind of got this this free feed-off in these spells and traps down here, so you can step into the package. I actually like this a lot, especially, you know, if you happen to see the high roll of the Golem, and, you know, you're getting into the Wedju, you can send the Wedju while you still have the monsters up and running, so you can go down this sort of line of play. This is kind of the same advantage package I feel like they're trying with the toy box package. The toy box stuff is also meant to put free bodies on the field for you to be able to climb up with in synchro so that you can do those major lines of play and just have those monsters present so you can do your thing. It's pretty self-explanatory with what you're trying to do with that. Also, 1 thrust, 1 talents. We're also playing the 1 copy of Tails. Unfortunately, Tails is not as good as you might initially be thinking it is. It's still an incredibly cool card, but yeah. I also do think the main reason why this deck is able to actually do something is because we have such a strong Fiendsmith package in here. This card right here is a very, very stupid card to be able to deploy and laugh at your opponent. Okay. Ooh. This is interesting. So, Your Move TCG posted this Raidraptor list. Now, I think most of the recent Raidraptor lists that I've been seeing have been Kali King Yuga or bust. I think Kali King Yuga is good, but it also depends on what you think your local meta is going to be. You know, you got to make some decisions out here. Are you know, going to be setting up as many Towers monsters as you can going to be the appropriate call? Or, you know, do I need, I mean, if you're going down this route, I mean, Destructive Daruma Cannon just tears you apart, unfortunately. So, you know, you gotta kind of think about that. Also, 4K is a little bit troublesome. Also on that back burner, between the Kali King Yugioh build and this, I think that this is more appropriate for a localized event. You're setting up as many large towers monsters as you can. You have the Ark Rebellion to try to clear for game if need be, and the rest of this deck is just extremely large monsters, putting that pressure on your opponent so you can do the thing. Also, I do like the DD Crows in this. I think DD Crow is kind of an underrated hand trap at certain points. This definitely helps. We're also doing the Samorg package in here. I like that. That's kind of cool. I think all the rank up spells and everything in the Spell and Trap lineup looks correct. I will be the first to tell you I'm not the biggest expert on Raidraptor stuff. And, the only biggest argument I can have is, is Kali King Yugioh what you want to try to deal with? But then that includes, playing some extra maybe deadbeat cards that you might not initially wanting to be playing in the deck. But it does give the Arsenal Falcon something to, rank up to if you happen to see that line. So, Raidraptors, honestly, I don't really see this deck as much as, it's still very rogue, it's still very good, but the people that were playing this kind of fell off. It's actually kind of sad, actually. Next up here, we have Salaman Great for you. Now, this actually topped a regional. I'm actually very happy to get the chance to report on that, because you do not, I feel like you do not get the chance to see a lot of Salad. Most of the mentality towards Salad is the deck just kind of flops in on itself, which I do agree with, all right? That or your greatest inboard piece is, the token. Also, not only do you have to deal with the token, you also have to deal with Shifter, since you are a graveyard-based deck. And if your opponent takes away your graveyard, well, can't really do Salaman Great revival plays. This deck's entire resource is based on the fact that, you can get the infinite pile of revives out of the graveyard so that, you can toggle up and go down the big lines. Still doing 1 copy Sanctuary. We are in triple circle, triple mining. Still no copies of Desires. I miss it so much. 2 copies Attack Talents, which is absolutely fine. No Thrust in this, though. I guess the point is, if you do draw into the Attack Talents, you are able to use it as a resource to, get whatever you need. Once again, hi, Buy Steals. We are doing the Shifter, as you saw, for the Crossout Designator. No Nib, though. Nib's kind of taking a backseat in the meta. You're not really too necessarily worried about your opponent nibbing you. If they do actually nib you, though, it's kind of call it a day. I also do see we are citing the Rage, meaning the Roar. I think that this is fine. This was more of a competitive event, so actually the value you're going to get on the Roar is infinitely better than the Rage. The generic board wipe that Rage provides you doesn't necessarily get the game closed in your favor. It's definitely good. Of course, triple Raging Phoenix. I do agree with this. We've seen some people trying the 2, but I think you need to do this line. It feels way more appropriate. 2 Sunlight Wolf, 100% correct. Triple Balinix. And then, of course, everything down here looks correct for the rest of this. I do see we are citing the Dweller and the Nightmare Phoenix if we do need to board into these resources, depending on the matchup. Good stuff. And then our last list here was a first place list. And this caught my attention because no Thrust in here. We're playing 54 cards, which is a lot, to be honest with you. I'm not particularly happy with the crazy turnover on this, but, that's fine. What really drags my attention down here is the fact we're playing the Light and Darkness Dragon Lord down here. Level 8 Light Dragon plus a level 8 Dark Dragon. So, there's our Dark. Who's our... Is it really because we're making Albion plus that and we're making the Light and Darkness Dragon? That's got to be the hardest extra win more card that I've ever actually seen. And the fact that Branded can actually make this is hilarious. It's these little tech choices like this that I love getting the chance to see out here. You never know what's going to come up in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's just going to steal a game out of nowhere. And I assure you, having a Super Poly set to vacuum into this during the opponent's turn, you have Albion in this up and running. Maybe this failed. Well, suddenly, we got a brand new world out here. Really wish Too bad you're a worm, friend. I guess you can also make the Titani clad, but you also do have this, yeah. This is definitely an option for sure. All right, well, interesting. Light and Darkness Dragon Lord. I wonder how consistent that actually is. Well, to say the least, another day in the office out here for the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! What do you guys think about these decks? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.